All right, packet lesson 5-1, you guys, last unit of the first trimester. We are up to page 151. And in your pre-lesson, I did things similar to this, but I'm going to grab this one because this has a unique little extra bonus lesson in it. So back, and this is important to understand and be reminded of, y equals -2. I don't want to overdo this, but what that's saying is, if you were to build one of these things, the only thing y could ever equal is -2, no matter what x I pick. So if I just grab like two of these, like just these two, and I plot them, 2 to the right, -2, I know this is very small and it's even faded. Whoa, okay, well, 2 -2 is down here somewhere. And then 3 -2 would be just a little bit over to the side, and then 4 -2, and then 5 -2. I think you guys can get the idea. I apologize for it being faded, but that would cross, you see, the y-axis right at -2. That's why the name is y equals -2. I'll throw this in for free. X equals -2. I'm going to use this graph. Would just cross the x-axis right at -2, and it would be a vertical line, okay? So that's just something you guys have to be aware of. They pop up every now and then. But this problem is asking me to find the intersection point of these two, okay? And if I was to, and it says to graph it, just to give you a visual image of what's going on. So this one, because it's in y equals mx plus b form, I'm going to go ahead and go down 2. There's my y-intercept. You can already see where the answer is. And then I'm going to go up 2, right 1. So bing, bing, right 1. There it is. What are we looking for? We're looking for that intersection point, which would have been 0, -2. There it is. All right. Well, there's a better way to do these problems, because think about it. Graphing, what if my answer was actually -2.1 or -2.091? I mean, there's no way your eyeball's going to be able to pick up on that. So we have to have a different method, and one of them is, look at it, says use the substitution method. So these are handmade for you to use the substitution method. This one is so easy that it's hard, because look, they already tell you that x is 2. So that's going to be your answer for your intersection point. And now you just substitute it in there to find y. I mean, it really doesn't get any easier than this. So -3 times 2 plus 2, -6 plus 2 is -4. There's your intersection point. All right, this one, I'm telling you right now, I would never use substitution, because look at, if I added these right now, these would cancel. You see that? But it says to use substitution, so let's practice it. When it says that, what that means is you have to isolate one variable. And I'm going to go like this and subtract x from both sides, so I get y equals 3 minus x. And now I'm going to put this into the other one. You see, this stuff equals y, so I'm going to substitute it in for y, but be careful with that negative. So I'm going to take this rascal, 2x minus 3 minus x equals 3. I got to distribute that negative to both, so -3 plus x equals 3. 2x and x is 3x. I'm going to add 3 to both sides. I get 3x is 6, so x is 2. So my answer is 2 comma, and I got to find my y. Where am I going to find that? Looks like this would be the easiest place to put it. So it's 3 minus 2, which would be 1. There you go. All right. So there's substitution. Again, would I have used it for this one? No way. I would have added them right away. And if we did that, let's go ahead and show you how easy that would have been. X and 2x is 3x. These cancel. And I get 6, because 3 plus 3 is 6. Divide by 3, divide by 3, I get x is 2. And then if you plug that back into one of these, you would end up getting y is 1. I mean, pretty easy, okay? This is where I want to spend some time, though. Substitution. This is the first time you've had a parabola in the problem, okay? And this is a line. So like I said, there could be 2 answers, there could be 1 answer, there could be none, no answers. Well, it says to use substitution. That's giving you a nice little boost. So what we're going to do, and remember, we have 2 equations with 2 variables. Now, some of you might say, well, you have 3, because you have y, got x, and you got x squared. But I'm just talking, you got y's and x's. So I have two equations, two variables. I want to get down to one equation with one variable. So if y equals x squared, and I look at this one and I say, hey, I'm going to take this guy and I'm going to put it in right there. I'm going to get x squared minus 2x equals 8. And aren't you glad we reviewed our trinomials over and over in Algebra 2? So we got to set it equal to 0. So subtract 8. Put it in descending order. I'm not going to write that down. I'm just going to say it. And then factor it. Remember this? So we factor. X and x. Two factors of -8 that add up to -2 are -4, +2. You can't screw up on those signs. So what minus 4 is 0? 4. What plus 2 is 0? -2. So look, x can equal 4 or x can equal -2. What that means is I'm going to have two answers. Which means, you see the parabola up here, and it's got a point there and a point there? That's kind of what we're dealing with. How are we going to find our y's? Find the easiest place to plug it in. Put it right here. What's 4 squared? 16. Take that -2, plug it in there. That'd be 4. There's our two answers. There's the intersection points for that linear equation and the parabola. All right. Once again, we're going to take this, and we're going to put it in right there. So we can build a trinomial. Do you see how that works? 2x squared minus 3x equals -1. And again, what do we have? Two equations, two unknowns. What do we want? One equation, one unknown. So now we can solve it. Again, set it equal to 0. So we're going to add 1. Wait. 2x squared minus 3x plus 1 is 0. Now this one's a little bit different, a little bit challenging, because this isn't just an x squared, it's 2x squared. So we've got to really think about our factoring a little bit better. I already screwed up because I was yapping my yapper. I don't know how musicians can sing and play the drums at the same time, or play the guitar and sing. That blows my mind. Anyways, look, if this is a +1 and this is negative stuff, I know this has to be a negative and a negative, and thank goodness this is a 1, because I can just go like this and this. Now, if you're confused and you're not too sharp on your factoring, just FOIL it out and check it, make sure. So it's 2x times x, which is 2x squared, -2x, -1x, -3x, -1, -1 gives you +1. You got to practice these. And so now if you can't do these in your head, you physically set this one equal to 0, and you physically set this one equal to 0. See, this one you should be able to just look at. What minus 1 is 0? Well, that'd be 1. Or you just do it this way and you just solve it. Same thing over here. You add 1. 2x is 1, so x is 1/2. So I know my answers are going to be 1/2, comma something, and 1, comma something. And I'm just going to plug these in. I'll do this one because it's easier. When you plug this in, you better follow PEMDAS. Remember, you got to do exponents before you multiply. 1 squared is 1 times 2 is 2. Uh-oh, got to square that 1/2. What's 1/2 times 1/2? That's 1/4. Now I can multiply it by 2, and that would just give me 1/2. Okay, there's my two answers for that. Backside. We've only got 7 minutes, so I got to get going. This says elimination method. What that means is you're going to add your equations after you get opposites. What do you mean opposites? Well, look at this y and -y. Boy, am I close. Now, you could subtract the bottom one from the top one, but I like sticking with addition by making this one a +y, and I'm just going to multiply it all by a -1 in my head. Now add. So what's x plus -3x? -2x. What's -y plus y? Gone. What's 3 plus -4? -1. Divide by -2, divide by -2. I get x is 1/2. Remember, you're not done until you find the other part of the ordered pair. So I'm going to use this top one. Just looks simpler to me. X minus y equals 3. I know x is 1/2. I'm going to subtract 1/2 from both sides. And I get negative y equals, and I don't know how your brain's going to operate, but that's 2.5, 3 minus a half. And so if I multiply both sides by negative, I get negative 2.5. Typically, math isn't going to use mixed numbers. They're going to turn it into an improper fraction. So that'd be negative 5 halves. That's what they do in pre-calc anyways. All right, so not bad. This one, going to be a little harder. I got x and positive 3x. I got y and negative 2y. If I added these right now, I'd get 4x minus y equals negative 9. Did I help myself at all? I just built a whole nother equation. I don't want that. See, I have two equations with two unknowns. I want one equation, one unknown. In other words, I want to eliminate either my x or my y, and it doesn't matter. So I'm going to multiply this one by 2. Did I trick you? I'm concentrating on getting the opposite of this negative 2y, and I see an opportunity by multiplying this by 2. So I'm going to get 6x plus 2y equals negative 10. And you see, I'm going to concentrate on these two, and I'm going to add them together because I have opposites. So I get 7x equals negative 14. You got to love these user-friendly math problems. X is negative 2. And I'm going to go ahead and just plug it in the top one. So I get 3 times negative 2 plus y equals negative 5. That's negative 6, so I'm going to add 6 and add 6. So I get y equals 1. So I get negative 2 comma 1. And there you have it. Okay, last one. See, this one we got 2x and negative 3x. So what pops into my head is 6x and negative 6x. Or, if I looked at the 3y and the 5y, I'd have to create a 15y and a negative 15y. So you got choices, but I'm going to stick with this first one. So how would I create a 6x from this one? Multiply it by 3. What would I multiply this by to get my negative 6x? Positive 2. And now I'm just going to do it. And so I get 6x plus 9y equals 15. Negative 6x plus 10y equals 42. Notice I have opposites. So I'm going to add these two equations together. These would cancel. I'd get 19y equals 57. Boy, that looks like it's not going to work. But 19 magically goes into 57 3 times. Don't you love that? And now I could plug that back into here, 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 or here. I'm going to just pick the top one. 2x plus 3y equals 5. Well, this is 9, so I'm going to subtract 9. 2x is negative 4. Divided by 2, I get x is negative 2. A very easy mistake would be to go like this. A lot of students do that because they found this first, so they put it first. But remember, what goes first in your ordered pairs? Your x. There you go.